Parabel, wisdom waits for those who listen. The pain of change, what the caterpillar calls death. Why do you fear the end so much? Think about the moment you lost something important, a job, a relationship, a phase of your life. It felt like the world was collapsing, didn't it? You clung to the past with white knuckles, begging for things to stay exactly as they were. You treated change like a funeral. We humans are strange creatures. We pray for a better future, but we're terrified when the present begins to shift to make room for it. You see change as loss. You see the end of a chapter as the end of the book, and that is why you suffer. You are trying to hold water in a closed fist. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips away. It's time to understand the brutal truth about change. It is not here to hurt you. It is here to free you. The parable of the caterpillar and the cocoon. The young seeker walked with the wise old man through a garden in late autumn. The leaves were falling, brown and dry. The air was growing cold. The boy looked sad. "Master," he said, "I hate this time. Everything is dying. The flowers are gone. The green is finished. The world looks gray and lifeless." The old man stopped before a low branch. There, clinging to the bark, was a small creature, a caterpillar. It had stopped moving, beginning to weave a thick, dark silk around itself. The boy pointed. "Look, even this small creature is building its tomb. It's trapping itself. Its life of crawling on the earth is over. This is the end." The boy picked up a small stick, thinking he would break the silk to save the caterpillar from that dark prison. The old man caught the boy's hand firmly. "No," he said softly, "do not interfere." "But it will die in there," the boy protested. "To the caterpillar, this feels like the end of the world," the old man said. "It feels its body changing. It loses the ability to eat, to move. It becomes trapped in darkness. If it had a human voice, it would be screaming in fear. It would say, 'I am dying.'" The old man looked deeply into the boy's eyes. "But to the master of nature, this is not a tomb, it is a womb. What the caterpillar calls the end, the rest of the world calls a butterfly." Take a deep breath and let that truth settle in your spirit. Release the tension in your shoulders. Just be here for a moment. The empty cocoon. Weeks later, the sage called the boy back. The branch was empty, except for a thin, torn shell, the opened cocoon, and flying above them with brilliant colors of orange and black was the butterfly dancing in the wind. The sage picked up the empty cocoon. "You wept for this," he said, holding the dry shell. "You wept for the loss of the caterpillar. But if the caterpillar had not died, this beauty would never have been born. You see loss. Nature sees exchange. The caterpillar had to pay a price. The price was letting go of who it was. It had to accept total disintegration to gain its wings." Marcus Aurelius and the Nature of Change. The Emperor Marcus Aurelius saw his world change constantly. Wars, plagues, betrayals. He watched his children die. He watched his body age. How did he endure? He wrote in his meditations, "Nature loves nothing so much as to change the forms that exist and to make new forms like them." And the most powerful line of all, "Loss is nothing but change, and change is nature's delight." He understood that resisting change is resisting life itself. It is like trying to stop the sun from setting. It is a useless fight that brings only pain. The truth about your cocoon. Stop looking at your current cocoon as a prison. That layoff, it wasn't the end of your career. It was the push you needed to start your own business. That breakup, it wasn't the end of love. It was the space necessary for you to find someone who truly values you, or to find yourself. That pain you feel right now, it's not the pain of death. It's the pain of growth. You are in the dark, yes. It's tight, yes. But you are not being buried. You are being planted. The two deaths. There are two ways to die in the cocoon. The first death is the death of transformation. This is the caterpillar, surrendering to the process, trusting the darkness, allowing its body to dissolve so it can be remade. This death leads to wings. The second death is the death of resistance. This is the caterpillar fighting the cocoon, refusing to let go, clinging desperately to what it used to be. This death leads nowhere. It dies as it lived, crawling. Which death will you choose? The change is already here. The cocoon is already built. The only question is whether you will surrender to the transformation or die fighting it. Amor, Fati. Love your fate. The Stoics had a phrase for this acceptance. Amor, Fati. Love of fate. Not just accepting what happens to you, but embracing it, loving it, seeing it as necessary. When the cocoon closes around you, when you lose the job, when the relationship ends, when the comfortable phase of life dissolves, you have a choice. You can scream, "Why is this happening to me?" Or you can whisper, "This is happening for me." The caterpillar doesn't understand the cocoon, but the butterfly is grateful for it. Right now, you don't understand your dark season, but one day when you're flying, you will look back at this moment and realize that darkness was not the end. It was the beginning. Your vow. Change will come. It will take what you know. It will leave you uncomfortable. You have two choices. You can scream and cling to the past, dying like a frightened caterpillar, or you can trust the process, release control, and allow the wings to grow. I want you to make a promise to your future self. Go to the comments right now and declare that you do not fear the new. Write in all caps, "I accept the change." Make this your mantra when the world shifts, when the cocoon feels suffocating, when you cannot see what's coming next. If this parable gave you hope in the middle of the storm, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. What you think is the end is only the beginning. The caterpillar must die for the butterfly to live, and you must let go of who you were to become who you're meant to be. The cocoon is not your tomb. It is your transformation. Trust the darkness. The wings are coming.